In today's lesson, we're going to work on parallel and perpendicular lines. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is you need to pause the video and you need to read over this information about parallel lines. Okay, now that you've had an opportunity to do that, you understand that parallel lines have the same slope. So this first page is going to only talk about lines that are parallel. So let's look at the set of directions we have. It says to write the slope-intercept form for an equation of a line that passes through the given point and is parallel to the graph of each equation. So when I come over and do this one, let's look at number 1. So I see the point that they want me to use is the point 5,1. And the equation of that line is y equals x minus 8. Well, good news for us, this equation is already in slope-intercept form. So this line has a slope of 1, meaning the line that's parallel to it will also have a slope of 1. So we are going to write the equation of a line that has a slope of 1 that goes through the point 5,1. Well, we can start off by writing the equation in point-slope form and then convert it to slope-intercept form, which is what the directions are telling us to write it in. So let's do point-slope form first. So it's going to be y minus 1 equals 1 times x minus 5. To put it in slope-intercept form, we're going to have to start off by distributing. So we're going to distribute that 1. Okay, and now we need to solve for y, get y alone. So we'd add 1 on both sides. Negative 5 plus 1. Remember, you are treating that as a negative 5 because there's a minus in front of it. So negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. And this is already in slope-intercept form. So it's going to be y equals x minus 4. Let's try another problem. Let's go to number 2. Okay, so this time our equation, the line that's given to us, has an equation of y equals negative 1/2 x minus 4. Okay, easy enough. The slope of that line is negative 1/2, so our parallel line will also have a slope of negative 1/2. And that line should go through the point right here, negative 8, 7. Okay, again, let's start in point slope form since we have a point in the slope. So that'd be y minus 7 equals negative 1/2 times x minus negative 8. Now before I distribute, I'm going to clean up that x minus negative 8 and make it be x plus 8. Now I'm going to distribute the negative 1/2. So y minus 7 equals negative 1/2 x minus 4. Let's add 7 on both sides. So if I add 7, negative 4 plus 7 is positive 3, so plus 3. So I end up with y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3, and that is in slope-intercept form. So we're done with that one. Let's try one more problem. So for problem 3, we see our point is going to be negative 3, 3, but this equation is written in standard form. So I'm going to have to do some extra work here. So I'm going to come over here on the side, and I want to know let me move my camera. I want to know what is the slope of that line. So I'm going to convert that standard form equation into slope-intercept form. So step 1, I'm solving for y now. So I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides. So negative 3y equals negative 12 minus 4x. Now I'm going to divide everything by negative 3. Negative 12 divided by negative 3 is positive 4. Negative 4x divided by negative 3 is positive 4/3 x. Do my flip-flop, so y equals 4/3 x plus 4, which means the slope is 4/3. Now I'm ready to write the equation of the line. So the slope of that line is 4/3. My parallel line is also going to have a slope of 4/3, and my parallel line should go through the point that we see right here, negative 3, 3. Okay, we're going to start off in point slope form. So that'd be y minus 3 equals 4/3 times x minus negative 3. Let's clean up what we've got in parentheses there. That'd be x plus 3. And then we're going to distribute the 4/3. Okay, then we need to solve for y, so we're going to add 3 on both sides. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So our equation in slope-intercept form is going to be y equals 4/3 x plus 7. Let me slide this back up. Okay, now I'm going to let you try these on your own. So you're going to do 4 through 12 on your own. Pause the video and complete those problems now. Okay, so now you have problems 4 and 12 completed. So this is the work for those problems. Pause the video and write this information down. Specifically with problems 10, 11, and 12, they gave you a y-intercept. So they're telling you the b value and that y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form. So you didn't have to start off for 10, 11, and 12. You didn't have to go to point-slope form at all. All right, let's go to the next page. So the next page is going to talk about perpendicular lines. So I want you to go through, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to read through this information. Okay, so one of the important things that you hopefully note here is that in perpendicular lines, it says the slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. What does that mean? That means that when you multiply the two numbers together, you get -1. So they have opposite signs, and then they're reciprocals. When you take the reciprocal, that's when you're flipping your numerator and your denominator. So let's look at some exercises here. So our directions say to write the slope-intercept form, so same as before, write the slope-intercept form for an equation of the line that passes through the given point and is perpendicular to the graph of each equation. So let's do that. All right, so for number 1, we know that the line's going to go through the point 4,2, but it's going to be perpendicular to the line y equals 1/2 x plus 1. So that line has a slope of 1/2. So our line that we're going to write the equation of is going to have a slope of -2. So I took the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2, and then its opposite, so -2. So now that we know we have a point and we have the slope, so let's start off in point-slope form. So that's going to be y minus 2 equals -2 times x minus 4. And the directions say to write this in slope-intercept form, so now we're just going to convert to slope-intercept form. So from this point, we're going to start off just like we did before. So we're distributing the -2. And now I'm going to add 2 on both sides. And this equation is in slope-intercept form. So there we are for number 1. Let's try another one. So number 2, and the point that our line would go through is the point 2, -3, but it's going to be perpendicular to the line y equals -2/3 x plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to highlight my slope here, and if we're writing a perpendicular to that line, so the slope is going to be the negative reciprocal of -2/3. So the reciprocal, so that's going to be 3/2. And it has to have the opposite sign, so it'd be positive 3/2. So now let's write our equation. So we're going to do y minus -3 equals 3/2 times x minus 2. Well, that's the same as y plus 3, and we can go ahead and distribute the 3/2. So equals 3/2 x minus 3. Now let's subtract 3 on both sides. So -3, remember you're treating this right here as a -3. -3 minus 3 is -6. And this equation is now in slope-intercept form. Let's try one more. All right, here's number 3, same as before. So our line is going to go through the point 6,4, but it's perpendicular to y equals 7x plus 1. Well, that equation has a slope of 7. So our equation should have a slope that is the negative reciprocal of 7. So our equation is going to have a slope of negative 1/7. So I'm going to write my equation. It'd be y minus 4 equals negative 1/7 times x minus 6. Now let's distribute. So it's negative 1/7 x plus 6/7. Okay, we're going to add 4 on both sides. Now I'm going to come over here on the side. So I've got to do 6/7 plus 4. I'm going to rewrite that, the 4 as an improper fraction with 7 as a denominator. So if I do 28/7, that would simplify to 4, right? Because 28 divided by 7 is 4. So 6/7 plus 28/7. So that's going to be 34/7. And okay, we're in slope-intercept form. So that's my final answer there. You don't need to write these as decimals. You can leave these as fractions, even if they're improper fractions. All right, so now your job is going to be to complete this sheet. So you're going to do problems 4 through 11. So pause the video and complete these problems. All right, now that you've had an opportunity to do problems 4 through 11, pause this video and check over your work. If you have any questions, you need to write those down so that you can ask them of me. Okay, so now that you've checked over it, hopefully you did well, and you've written down any questions that you have for me. Go ahead and submit this assignment, and then you can try the independent practice. Good luck with that.